Radhe Radhe everyone, Radhe Radhe Nitin ji. Over to you to start our session.
Thank you, Mr. Manji. And Radhe Radhe everyone. Very warm good morning, good evening to you. Thank you, Vijay ji, for a wonderful session. Namo Namaha Dhanyavadah Punah Midamah. Thank you very much. I couldn't attend much of it, so I couldn't pick up on any lines from today. All right. So, Radhe Radhe, very warm welcome to all of you. Good morning, good evening. Welcome to today's edition of Daily Wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. We are on the topic of Guru, and we will continue to build on that topic, and we will peel some more layers on this topic today. Excited to be back. Hope the feeling is mutual. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and we will get underway. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Nitin ji, we can see.
All right, great. Thank you. Let's get started. Okay, we'll get started with our opening prayers. So it's a shloka on Guru, and our prayer is on Guru as well. Not only on Guru, but Jagat Guru, original Jagat Guru Krishna as well. So recite it. You're welcome to follow. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So the first prayer is for the Guru, and what it means is Guru is equated to Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, which is the Trinity. And the reason for that is that Guru provides us knowledge, then he preserves that knowledge over time, and then he destroys the ignorance. So one who provides, Brahma, one who maintains is Vishnu, and one who destroys is Shiva. That is how Guru is equated to the Trinity. So with that said, let's get started. So the shloka that we are on 4.34, I'm going to recite it and then you're welcome to follow along. We'll take a few hands and then we'll get into the discussion today. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshinaha. Okay, let's take a few hands.
Go ahead, Sandhya.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnen sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshanah.
Nice, thank you. Let's take a few more hands.
Aparna ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe everyone. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshinah. Thank you, Radhe Radhe.
Very nice, Panaji.
Shyam ji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastattvadarshinah. Radhe Radhe.
Oh, very nice. Radhe Radhe.
Go ahead, Dinesh ji.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Dinesh.
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshanah. Darshinah. Radhe Radhe.
Very nice, Dineshi. Radhe Radhe. Let's take the remaining hand real quick.
Yes, Rahulji, please go ahead.
जय श्री राम तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया क्षयन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Nice, thank you, Rahul. Let's take our last 2 or 3 hands.
Yeah, we have around 4 hands, Nitinji.
Okay, let's freeze the number of hands, last 4.
Sure. Go ahead, Riyaji.
राधे राधे तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Thank you, Riyaji. Last 3.
Uday Kumarji, please go ahead.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe. Tad viddhi pranipatena pariprashnen sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas-tattva-darshinah. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Last 2.
Sairamji, please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Very nice, thank you. Sairamji. Last but not the least, Keshavji.
Please go ahead, Keshavji.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेश्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनां तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Very nice, thank you. So, Lord Krishna is telling Arjun that learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, Guru, the topic that we are discussing. Inquire from him with reverence and render service unto him. Such an enlightened saint can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So let's get started with our soul soup segment. Yesterday we spoke about inspiration. So in building on that, so these are the nuggets that are needed for us to lead a very successful, happy and a fulfilling life. And one of the key ingredients that are needed is, now, no endeavor in life is free from difficulties. And the higher the goal, the bigger the obstacles along the way. Okay, that is a fact. And it is said that the worst bankrupt in the world is the man, not who has lost the money, but the man who has lost his enthusiasm. So enthusiasm is the fuel, like inspiration, that we need. Now the question is, can we enthuse ourselves and access that immense powerhouse that is within us? Or is it something that you are born with? Or is it a mindset that you can inculcate or develop? Anybody who thinks it's like, are we born with enthusiasm or is it something we can generate? Anybody wants to answer that quickly? It's not a long discussion. We will have maybe one hand we can take. Yes, Sandhya. And then we'll take Jyoti as well.
It can be generated based upon what we are exposed to, the knowledge, the value about something. Yeah.
It's not something that you're born with. Of course, it's something that you can manufacture. Jyoti, you wanted to say something?
Radhe Radhe, I completely agree with Sandhya. So interest can be changed based upon the knowledge, and that way enthusiasm can also get developed.
I'll tell you an interesting story, okay, about a guy, and then see how the enthusiasm comes automatically. People may say, no, you know what, I don't feel that, and my life is like this and that, okay. But I'll tell you a pretty interesting story, and you'll see how the enthusiasm can come at the drop of a hat if need be. So there used to be a guy, he used to work in a factory, and he would, work every day and then get back to his home, which was about an hour away. And it was about an hour away, and his shift used to be between 4 p.m. to 12, between 4 p.m. to 12 midnight. And then he would walk back and reach home by about 1 a.m., about an hour's walking distance. So the pathway between the factory and his home, he had to walk around a place. There was a large cemetery in between. So in order to find a shorter route, one night he ventured into the graveyard. And when he went through the graveyard, it saved him nearly 20 minutes. So he thought, this is cool. Now I have found a shortcut in life. And I will go through the graveyard every day. Rather than reaching at 1 a.m. in the morning, now I can reach at 12:40 and watch that Netflix flick that I always wanted to watch. Okay, so he said, okay, I'm going to save that 20 minutes. So it seemed like a pretty attractive option to him. So he was walking through the graveyard one of the nights, and then there was a new grave that had been dug that night. And what happens when he's walking? It was a dark, moonless night. Okay, it was a moonless night. It was not Sharad Purnima at all. So what happened was, when he was walking, he fell headlong into the pit. When he fell headlong into the pit, of course, it can freak anybody out, right? So he thought, okay, what, I'm fallen into some kind of a grave. What if, there's a grave around, but then there was nothing. Then he understood it was a freshly dug grave. He tried to climb out, but it was 8 feet high, and he could not. He tried, and he could not. And he thought, okay, let me just settle down for the night, and then I'll find some help and then get down in the morning when somebody else comes around. As the luck would have it, there was another trespasser that night. It was a drunk guy. He was high on drinks, and he fell down as well. But he fell on the other edge. Now this drunkard, he had a little bit of sanity. He understood he has fallen into a grave, and immediately he thought, he was stunned. He thought, I've fallen into a grave. What if some dead body or some ghost or spirit catches me in the night? And then he made a genuine attempt to get out of the grave. Now, first of all, he's drunk, right? Secondly, a sane guy who is not drunk struggled to get out of it. So how can he get out of it, right? It's an 8 feet pit. And then he is getting scared as well. And when he was trying desperately, on the other side of the grave, this guy, factory worker, thought, okay, he's got some company here. And he's vain, these efforts are not going to yield any results because it is 8 feet high. So he said, sympathetic advice. So he approached the drunkard from behind and put his hand on the back. And he said, it is no use, my friend, you cannot get out of here. Just imagine the drunkard's state, right? That was the scariest moment in that drunkard's life. And within no time, he just heard that. Within no time, he realized that he's in deep trouble. Within no time, he would put a superhuman effort, and before somebody could realize, he yanked him out of it and ran for his life. Okay, before the other person could complete. So where did he get that enthusiasm? And it's a situation that demanded it, and all of a sudden he was able to generate it. So when the going get tough, when you really are forced into something, you automatically get that enthusiasm. But other than that, we are like insipid, all right, it's happening, whatever it is. So we can actually tap into that reservoir. We don't do that too often. But people who are high achievers, even if you look at some of the people in sports who are high achievers, they have this uncanny ability to generate enthusiasm, internal motivation for something, right? To turn out and put up your best version every day. So this is something which we should look at and generate enthusiasm, because without enthusiasm, nothing can happen. All right. And difficult situations actually demand more enthusiasm because you have to pedal harder around that time. When the going gets tough, when you're on a downhill, you don't have to pedal your bicycle. It goes all by itself. But when the difficulties come, let's say it's an uphill, now you have to pedal harder. In fact, it was an interesting quote that I heard from South African coach. If those of you watch cricket, you know what happened to South Africa. India mauled them. Okay, that was the strongest team in the tournament, and I don't know what India is doing. Knock knock. I hope I'm not jinxing them. They just mauled them in that match. 70,000 people screaming for Team India, and they were bowled out for 83. And the coach, the South African coach, his remark after the match, when he was asked, what do you think about the match? He said, it's a gift. Nobody will get this kind of an experience or learning this kind of, when 70,000 people are against you, that experience will hold them in good stead in the matches to come, possibly during the knockouts. So it really depends on how you look at it. You could be enthusiastic and upbeat even in case of adversities as well. Anyways, now let's get back to the topic of our guru. Yesterday we spoke about the soul Soul, the destination of soul is to achieve the ultimate truth, know the ultimate truth, which is God. And then the soul, we said, okay, can you reach God directly, or you need it to go through some middleman called a guru, right? And we looked at scriptures, and this is not possible. Basically, you need an intermediary. This is what our scriptures are telling, and we will continue to build on this discussion today. So, soul to God, you could do that. I mean, it looks like a pretty attractive proposition. I don't need to fall for gurus and all. You can continue to do that. In fact, soul does not have an option but to pray to God until it lands with a guru. So yes, that connect has to be established with the divine, that prayers have to continue, and that endeavor to continue to progress spiritually and make a difference to your real self should continue regardless. However, the journey will only get completed when you come across a spiritual master, is what we had concluded yesterday. We'll take some more scriptural reference around it and continue on our discussion. So Mark Twain, he said, the two most important days in your life are the day when you are born. We celebrate our happy birthday every day. And the day you find out why. Okay, that is another important day in your life. So yesterday we looked at it. We need a guru to cut the shackles of Maya. Okay, so otherwise we will be solving the equation of life like this Johnny is solving. Okay, 6 cut it by 6 and 4 came. Okay, that's not a very smart way of approaching it. Now let's move. When we dispel the ignorance, what happens? We tackle the Panch Klesha. So the guru is the one who will dispel the ignorance. And why it is important to dispel the ignorance? Because we suffer from Panch Klesha. We suffer from other things as well, but I'm going to focus on Panch Klesha. We suffer from Trigun, Tritap, Tridosh, all those things are there. But Panch Kleshas, let's look at it. What are those? Quick revision, these 5 gentlemen. The first one is avidya, ignorance. This falls in distorted representation of reality is the prime klesha. From avidya, the other 4 problems arise. What comes? The first is asmita, I amness. We create a self-projection for ourselves, and that self-image is related to our body. I am poor, I am rich, I am a scholar, I am this, I am that, I am a son of so and so, my name is this. It's a false projection. Anything can change, right? So we are not this body. So these projections or the wrong labels or the titles that we live with is created because of ignorance. So it leads to asmita. Then next one is rag, attachment. Now, because we are considering ourselves as a body, we start finding happiness in the material things or the bodily associates. And those pleasurable experiences, it creates mindless action and blind-sighted vision, right? So, and then the suffering and that pain and pleasure cycle continues, because when we seek pleasure or seek happiness from material things, it is not lasting. It may thrill you, but it will never fulfill you. And then what happens is eventually it leads to some kind of a disappointment and some kind of a pain. And we are stuck in that cycle. So that is the second problem that happens because of our ignorance. So ignorance is like something like you are supposed to solve a mathematical puzzle, mathematical question. And at the very first step, what you did was you said 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. Now, when you keep on solving that equation, it will only compound. The problem will only keep on compounding as you continue to progress. So attachment happens, and then what else happens? Dvesh happens, repulsion happens. I don't want this. It is the opposite of rag, attachment. I want to avoid unpleasant experiences, and we develop dislikes, aversions to things, and that is again something that we get stuck in. Abhinivesh is will to live. We don't realize that we are anyway mortal, because we think that our existence will cease as soon as we die. Dying means shedding the Sura's body. So that fear is also there, and it is deeply buried in our consciousness. That fear of death. Nobody wants to die. Fear of death is the biggest fear in humans. Second is public speaking, by the way. Yes, Sandhya?
Tarunji has asked a question. Are these Panch Kleshas also referred to as anarthas?
Panch kleshas, anartha. They are all anarthas only. There are a lot of anarthas. Like anarth is something which is not conducive for you. So of course it is an anarth. Your friend or your relative could be an anartha for you. Your boss could be an anartha for you. Your bad habit could be an anartha for you. So yes, in that sense, panch kleshas are anartha only. Something which is not conducive or good for you. Nevertheless, let's move on. The cause of all miseries is ignorance, and Adhyatma Ramayana says that. And God, Guru is the one who will remove the ignorance, who will tell you, look who you are, okay? Understand your part, and how do you get closer to that reality of knowing the true self, and then telling you about God, who is God, and how your purpose or what you have been seeking since time immemorial will be served by God. And then how do you approach God? How do you build a relationship with God? What are the practices you need to do to build that relationship? How do you cleanse his dirty mind over a period? All that technology, all that theory, all those teachings are provided to us by the Guru. Who else will tell us? Nobody else can. The God is not going to manifest in front of you and you'll have that aha moment, where everything will fall into place. So Guru is the one who will actually work on you and provide you all that knowledge. Now let's move on. Bhagavatam, yesterday we looked at it. Bhagavatam also says that Lord Krishna is telling Uddhav that since endless lifetimes, intellect of the soul is covered by ignorance. Same thing. This cannot go by self-analysis. It cannot. In fact, if you try to read scriptures on your own, you may even get confused and turn an atheist. You will say, hey, the scripture says this says, it just does not make sense. You cannot comprehend just like that. That is how because it is divine knowledge, and it can be complicated. Somebody who's not realized and who's telling you that knowledge, then they will put in their own interpretation and a lot of confusions can happen. So for receiving knowledge from a guru who's the knower of the absolute truth. So realized saint is the prerequisite in this case. And this is the one basically where guru, the definition of guru is also given. The syllable ku means darkness, ru means to destroy, and dispels our science and brings us the light. This is also called in Tarakopanishad. Okay, so guru is the one who dispels ignorance. Now, Ramayana says, what does Ramayana say? Okay, so I'm going to say every bird has to fly its own flight. God and Guru will encourage, guide, and bless us, but the sadhana is to be done by ourselves. Ramayana states, not even the most elevated of spiritual aspirants can cross over the material ocean without the grace of the Guru. Now we are taking scriptural references on what scriptures are telling us. Ramayana is saying very clearly, even if you are the most elevated of spiritual aspirants, you have not gotten a Guru, you will not be able to cross the ocean of Maya, okay, without the grace of the Guru. Then, now, Mundakopanishad, what does it say? Mundakopanishad says, to know God, approach a spiritual master who is both well-versed in the knowledge of scriptures, also seated on the platform of God realization, serve him with faith and humility. See the beauty of our scriptures? It's all talking the same thing. Mundakopanishad is saying the same thing. Bhagavatam is saying the same thing. Bhagavad Gita is saying the same thing. Now, here, Mundakopanishad is calling out two attributes of a true Guru. What are the two attributes? Shrotriya and Brahmanisht. Shrotriya means a guru needs to be very well versed in scriptures. They are not saying, I'm saying so, or I feel so, so that's why you need to say that. They should be able to quote scriptures. Because now when the guru is a realized saint, they should have scriptures basically ingrained. It is like downloaded. When somebody becomes God realized, you don't need to read books. You have downloaded that knowledge. That knowledge is there in your head. Knowledge will dance in front of your eyes. So they should be scripturally well versed. Now, if somebody scripturally, let's say there is a Pandit who has read a lot of scriptures. They cannot know the complete knowledge of the scriptures, but let's say they are scholars. But if they are not God realized, it will not serve the purpose. Because the realization, the conviction that will come through realization cannot be supplemented or cannot be substituted by mere theoretical understanding. It's like, let's say there's a gold medal. Somebody is in a medical school who's a gold medalist. He's theoretically very well versed. Would you go to that gold medalist or rather go to a doctor who has spent 20 years in a surgery? So practical experience or somebody who's practically realized cannot be substituted by mere theoretical speculations. There are a lot of authors who translate Bhagavad Gita as well. But can they really provide you the true purport of it? They cannot. It will always be limited. because they have not seen the truth as yet. So the practical realization is the key thing. If it is not practical, you just have a scholarly understanding, that will not do the trick. And why theory is important? Because Guru should be able to resolve your doubt based on what you are asking. So the Guru's, one of the qualifications of the Guru is they don't answer the question, they answer the person. Why? Because every person is differently situated on their spiritual trajectory. And if they're answering the same question, it's like a doctorate student, right? Somebody's a PhD, and any question you ask, his paradigm is that of a doctorate, and he keeps on answering that way. Then people who are in different classes, somebody's a high school, somebody's in a middle school, somebody's in a nursery, somebody's barely starting, they'll not be able to relate to it. So a guru is the one who will be answering the person. They know exactly where you are, what is your immediate impediment, and how to take you past that. So that is why their theoretical knowledge is also important, and the practical realization is the key. They should have seen the truth. Same thing happened during the time of Kabir Das Ji as well. Kabir Das Ji, when he came, there was used to be a big scholar in his times. And interestingly, people of his village, they would all go to Kabir Das Ji, who was not known for quoting scriptures or anything of that sort at that point, right? And he was not even educated. So that scholar used to ask him, why is it that everybody comes to you and nobody comes to me, even though I'm more educated and I can quote scriptures? So Kabir Ji said very interesting thing. He said that tum kaho कागिज की लेखी मैं कहूँ आंखों निज आंखों देखी. That what you say is what is written in the books. What I say is what I've seen with my eyes. And when you have seen something with the eyes, you know that conviction that will come right around it. That will have a different impact altogether. So the practical realized guru, a saint, has to be practically realized. They should have seen the truth. They should be God realized themselves. Then only they have an ability to make you God realized. Otherwise, they don't have an ability. Okay. That's a key thing. Mundaka Upanishad is giving the qualification of a guru. Okay. Time for a joke. Maybe a light-hearted joke. So there was a beautiful girl. She came to Einstein, okay, and proposed him. He said, let's get married. So Einstein said, why should I get married? Einstein is a scientist, right? He will question everything. She said, you know how nice it would be. Yes, Sandhya, you had a question?
Actually, Shweta ji had requested for going back to a previous slide, but that can be done after this.
No, so we can do that. That's fine. Joke can wait. Yes, Shweta ji.
Vidya one, where you have mentioned all the punch.
Forgot to take the screenshot for the quiz. Very important one, okay? Our quiz master is ready. He's taken note of it. So you better get this question right. Is it okay now? Let's move on. I hope it's okay now.
I think so. I mean, I am Shweta ji if you want to react in any way, but
no, Shweta ji, you don't react. You please respond. Okay, reactions. All right, let's move on. So, where was I? Okay. Yeah, so beautiful girl, she proposed to Einstein. Einstein said, give me a good reason for that. And he said, you know how nice it would be when we get married and then we'll have babies who'll have my beauty and your brains. Einstein was not amused, right? So he said, what if, you know, he gets my beauty and your brains? Okay. So the point here is, if there's a mismatch, even in Guru, for you, it will not yield the results that you were thinking for. So typically the way it goes is, I hope you got the joke right, or do I need to repeat it? Otherwise it will kill the joke. Okay, never mind. So when it comes to Guru, typically, depending upon your propensities, depending upon your sanskars, depending upon the kind of sadhana you have performed in previous lives, you will come across somebody that will naturally appeal to you. Right? It will be a natural alliance kind of a deal. It will just happen. And God is going to establish that faith as well. So this is going to be one of your most important decisions of life, even more important than finding a partner like, you know, happening on the screen. Very, very important decision of your life. So let's look at, indicators of a true guru now. In this case, there is a saying in Hindi, Pani piyo chhan ke, guru banao jaan ke. Basically, that means when you drink water, do it after filtering it. And when you make a guru, vet it thoroughly in your head, mind, heart, and then do that. Don't jump to that so easily. Okay. Because this is going to be a very, very important decision of your life. Life means spiritual life. That means for your soul. So let's move on. Some of the indicators. People ask the questions, what are some of the indicators of a true guru? So let's look at some of these and we'll have a bit of a discussion on this as well. Now, true guru's words are very impacting. These are some of the indicators I'm telling you. The words go deep into the hearts of the listeners. It's like, okay, something is clicking. It's kind of making sense. You can think through it like, when you get a butter and you get a hot knife, it'll slice through it. So something like that happens. Secondly, they are able to easily resolve your doubts and dispel your confusions. This is a litmus test. When you approach a guru, they should be able to resolve your doubts to your satisfaction and dispel your confusions as well. So if you continue to have a question, even though you have a guru, for the rest of eternity, then there's a problem. Guru knows exactly where you are and how to dispel that confusion. I told you, right, that a true guru is always answering the person, not the question. Okay, because they know what is the context of that question and where you are stuck. The third one is a true guru does not give his disciple material allurements. Now, this is a very, very important thing. They will never give their disciples material allurements. Okay, so if they are telling you, beta, you go have 2 samosas and Swarg doors are waiting for you, there is a problem. Or you do this good thing will happen. Or you do this, your job will happen. You do this, your son will get married. You do this, your daughter-in-law will start listening to you. All these are gimmicks. You ask the Guruji that, Guruji, if that is the case, why did you give up life? The mic thinks. If the mic thinks, they understand, are not going to give them long-term happiness and they have developed vairagya towards it, if they are well-wishers for you, why would they give more of that poison to you and keep you entrenched in the material world? So this is one of the key things. They will not engage you at the material level, that if you do this, this will happen. If you do this, this will happen, kind of a deal. Okay. Anyway, it reminds me of another joke. There was a guy, he said, Guruji, I need to feel happy. So he said, you're not happy? He said, no, I need to feel happy. So he said, okay, so do one thing. How much money do you have? He said, I have a lot of money. He said, okay, convert all the money, all the house, everything that you have into gold coins and bring it to me. He said, all right, I'll do that. And then he brings all the gold coins that he had converted through whatever possessions that he had, and then he was carrying that. And Guruji, when he came close, Guruji snatched all that from him and started running. So this guy said, oh my God, I had come here for happiness and now Guruji has taken all my wealth also. He started running after Guruji. Guruji was very fast. So he's going right, he's following him left, right, all that stuff. Finally, he catches Guruji somehow. He's panting and caught hold of his Guruji. And then grabbed that whole bunch of gold coins and snatched it back from him. And when he snatched it back from him, Guruji said, are you happy now? He said, yes. He said, yeah, purpose is served now. Okay. So Guru will not engage you at a material level. If somebody does, that's a red signal at that point. Okay. The fourth one is association with a true Guru. You will find yourself naturally getting attached to God and detached from the world. This is a very key symptom. Guru is like a fireball. When you come in contact with the fireball, the seeds of devotion are automatically sown. Something you will feel in your heart, and that those seeds will start getting nourished. And you will feel that pull or attachment to God. That's why you would see, so if you go to satsang, there are a lot of people, they are crying, shedding tears and stuff like that. Now, initially, it may seem crazy to you, but as you understand, when you get in contact with Guru and some of these things, that is a very natural, when your soul feels something that he's never felt it in material life, the tears are a natural consequence of it. Okay, they start flowing down. And it happens when you feel that bliss of God, little bit of trace of bliss of God. And when you come in contact with the Guru, that is something, that feeling is very powerful. And the strongest indication comes from God himself. As you see in the quotation, he guides a sincere seeker towards a true Guru. It's not so difficult to understand things intellectually. We can always do that. But it takes God's grace to really have faith. So, because God is seated within you, and if you are you're seeking for the right reasons, he would invariably lead you to a right person, right Guru, and provide that indication and faith as well. Okay, this is the last one. Anyway, this discussion is not complete. There are much more things we need to talk about Guru and other things, but I'll take a pause now to see if there are any questions on this topic. Yes, Keshavji.
Please go ahead.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
It's not a question. Actually, yesterday, something related to these, not exactly. In another Gita class, I talked yesterday only, and I said there, look before you leap, think twice before you speak, and review thrice before you act. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you. Very nice. Yes. Now we are responding.
Audible?
Reacting. Yes, you're audible. Very nice. Thank you, Keshavji, for sharing that.
And the last one you mentioned here on this slide is that God helps, or what is that? Strongest indications comes from God. He guides a sincere seeker towards a true Guru. That's true. Sincere seeker, the one who wants to really know, like a burning question he has. He is a sincere seeker. Radhe Radhe.
True. And based on your motivation, you would be led to that kind of a Guru as well. So if your motivation, see, most of the people, why do they fall for people who might be playing gimmicks as well? Because they are also seeking material things only. If your intention is to seek material things, okay, this should happen. Guruji, tell me what should I do so that, this chinta or this worry that I am is taken care of. If you go with these kind of motivations, then of course you can land in trouble, because there are people who are out there like any other profession who can do that. But when you're seeking it for the right reasons, God will lead you to a right person. That story is there in Mahabharata where both Duryodhan and Arjun go to Lord Krishna before the war of Mahabharata to take help from him. And Lord Krishna had the best army at that time, the most strongest army, like US naval fleet is there right now, the strongest army in the world. So Lord Krishna had that army at that time, and he had taken a vow that I'm not going to lift a weapon at all. So between Arjun and Duryodhan, Arjun got a chance to ask him first, and he said, I choose you, even though you're not going to lift a weapon, and I choose you rather than your army. And Duryodhan was very happy. He said, all right, I will take the army. That is something that I always wanted. The point here is that when we go to Guru or we go to God to ask for material things, it will not serve the purpose. When we are actually seeking spiritual things, when we ask God for God, right? And that's when God will lead us to a proper Guru. When we ask God for what God can give, then he can lead you to people who can play gimmicks with you as well, that you'll go to Swarg, I'll give you this will happen, that will happen, and then people get tricked and their spiritual journey also goes for a toss. But when you're asking God for God, then there is no way you will not be led to a proper spiritual master which can take your spiritual journey to another level altogether, because God is waiting for that moment to happen. He's seated within us, right? He's our most intimate thought reader. So then he will lead you to somebody then who can take your spiritual journey forward. So that is how it works. And that indication is also provided by God that yes, now you're at the right place. Any more questions?
Go ahead, Shyamji.
Shyamji?
Yeah, it's Radhe Radhe. Suppose I choose a guru who is not in his physical form right now, and then I also know a person who is equally as good as that guru, but in the physical form. But I still am inclined towards that person. Maybe I'm not that intellectually that convinced. But once that person is not in physical form, another one, and then I follow him as gracefully as I followed my guru. Is it okay? And second thing, if I choose a person who's not in physical form right away, right now, then how does it affects me, or it ignites my fuel? How does it affects me? I choose a guru who is not in physical form. And is it also possible that if I want somebody as my guru and he says no, that you're not as of now, maybe he takes me in his shelter, but he is not convinced that I'm that worthy for his being a disciple. Does it make sense what I've asked?
Yeah, so basically, I'll talk about the science of guru discipleship as well. We'll pick that topic too. But I think one of your question was that if guru is not in his physical form, right? That's the question was.
Yeah, yeah.
It can happen. It always helps to have a guru whom you can interact with, talk to, and get your doubts resolved. But once that connection is established, not everybody can get a guru in their physical form, right? People who get that are extremely fortunate, who get a personal association and getting that thing. But like I said, that association, because that even if they are in physical form, that is not going to be 24/7 with you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And also, you will have to deal with that distance or the fact that you cannot see them directly. So as this relationship deepens, I think that starts becoming immaterial. The material form starts becoming immaterial because it's a much deeper connection. And then Guru may arrange for somebody that who will come. That message will be so transparent that you will not, miss that part at all. And he may lead you to somebody who has come in a physical form, and then that message could be transparent as well. But this is a deep relationship. It is a cross lifetime relationship. So that material form is good to begin with, but beyond a point, it doesn't matter. Although it is always beneficial to have a guru who's in a physical form if you are fortunate enough to get that. But that's not a prerequisite. And the relationship, the way gets established is when you are following, it doesn't require a formal initiation or anything of that sort. Once you have accepted somebody as a guru and start following their principles, the relationship is already established. Guru will not reject anybody. It's like, Lord Ram. You remember when Lord Ram, he went for fighting Ravan. So one of the things that happened was this guy comes to, Vibhishan comes to him and he promises him the kingdom of Lanka. And then just before the war, Angad goes there. Angad goes there with a truce proposal that, okay, even now you have time to go and fall at Lord Ram's feet and he will forgive you. So people asked Lord Ram, so that's a different matter. Ravan did not agree, and we know that rest is history, that what if Ravan had come to your refuge as well? Ravan had come to his refuge as well. What would you have given him, basically? He said, because Lanka is already promised to Vibhishan, you can't double dip. That, okay, Lanka is yours now, I forgive you. Right? Now it is a problem to be solved. So Lord Ram, you know what he said? He said, I can't refuse anybody who comes to my shelter. So in that case, I would have given him Ayodhya, my own kingdom. Okay, that is what he said. So can you believe it? Ravan could have actually gotten Ayodhya. So the same way, Guru will not say, yeah, you're not fit for me. They will accept. Only thing is, you have to establish, you put in efforts from your side to establish that relationship. You're following that principle. That is all needed. Nothing else is needed. You don't need a mantra on your ear or something like this or anything, nothing of that sort. You have accepted them in your heart and you start following their teaching. That's all. The connection is established. And this connection is something that lasts across lifetime. So Guru, once they hold your hands, they don't leave that hand until you are across the ocean of Maya. That is how strong that relationship is across lifetimes. Okay, so you don't have to think about that. You focus on your part. And I don't think Guru rejecting somebody that you're not, ready for being. Maybe they would do that in previous eras, but typically people, they don't refuse. That is a different thing. You're not able to establish it from your end, but gurus will typically be pretty merciful in that sense.
So you mean to say if I have chosen somebody as my guru and I have not conveyed it to him, and same either way. So, but still you are saying that it is already connected.
Yeah, it's already connected. Done.
He takes me in his shelter, that's for sure.
That's for sure. You have established that Maharaj Ji used to say, people who would listen to me with an open mind and faith, even on a TV, I'll accept them. You don't have to physically go and meet him. Okay, that is how strong this connection. Guru is not a normal person. Okay, he's not like you and I who need to be, hey, I love you. I'm really. They don't need that communication. They just understand. They accept that. That is how that relationship gets established. And Maharaji had himself said that people who would listen to me with the faith and reverence, even on a television, I'll accept them because he's long gone right now, right? And you won't believe even some of the Westerners who would listen to him with faith without any English subtitles, they'll get the import. How will they get that? He will just make it, some transport, something would happen. I don't know how. People would understand him. He's speaking in Hindi. There are no subtitles and they're still understanding what he's saying. How is it possible? So that is the relationship. It's a very deep relationship. It's not an ordinary relationship that we're talking about. You only have to accept it and say, yes, I will align to these teachings. It makes sense and it is important for my spiritual journey. That's all. Rest all Guru and God will take care from that point onwards. You don't have to physically meet them as such. Although having a physical Guru who's alive is, of course, a matter of great fortune. There's no substitute for that, but not everybody can get it that way, right? What if your Guru has moved on, closed his pastime? Then what? You still have, there's so many ways you continue that relationship, and it's a much deeper relationship at that point. Okay, yes, a couple of other hands are there.
Rahulji, go ahead, please.
Radhe, just wanted to add that in the new book, Swamiji's new book, which released, Questions You Always Wanted to Ask, it has a small section on Guru also. So you might want to check that out also and read it carefully. Radhe, Radhe.
Yes, please.
Go ahead, Sandhya.
Bringing that out. And if there any nugget you picked up, Rahul, please feel free to share. Anybody has. We will continue. There are at least 3 more sessions needed on this topic. There are a lot of questions, I'm sure, which are still unanswered. But we'll pick those up.
Can I? Yeah, so I wanted to add that this reciprocation principle, ye yathamam prapadyante, applies in the regime and relationship of a disciple and guru as well. So it is totally an internal relationship in which jitna hum unhe apna manenge, automatically wo hame utna apna manenge. So it doesn't have to be like, as you said it, like, so yeah. And Aparna ji had shared a link to the Samarpan Journal article on this topic about Guru. I have shared it in the chat so people can check that out as well. It's beautiful.
Right. I hope we are able to shed some light on the topic of Guru. We'll continue on this. Guru has been adopted as a word in an Oxford dictionary as well, right? They say management Guru and then cyber Guru, and pretty much anything and everything can be suffixed with Guru these days, right? And it's a pretty deep word, Guru, right? In India, they also say Guru Hoja Shuru, right? But that's not the Guru we're talking about here.
And there is a comment from Shweta ji. When you yearn for a guru, God sends him your way. It is a connection you feel, and your guru understands it without you verbally expressing it.
True. Yeah. It's a connection that is established. In fact, once you have established... Yes, Shyamji.
So, in material world, when we form somebody, like a different boyfriend, we have to express them ourselves. We will like
your voice is speaking, Shyamji.
But in spirituality, it is not that case.
Yes,
it's automatically understood by the other person that I am there for you.
Yes, you don't have to. In fact,
yeah.
In fact,
I have a bad in material world, when you fall for somebody, like I fall for someone opposite sex, I have to tell them I like you, love you, so that they come to know my feelings. But spiritually, it is not that case. The God, the Guru already knows me that I am there for him, and the moment I say, as we always say, ki bhav, the moment we reciprocate for God, he reciprocates the same way, same time, immediately. So you may say that is the case with Guru also.
That's true.
It's that instant, that immediate. That way we reciprocate for Guru, he will come to me and for me.
So in fact, so much so that our scriptures say that if you have a realized guru, if you do Guru Bhakti, you can still realize God. Okay, that is, but it is not because our material buddhi will learn. So that is always a recommended practice to keep Guru, God side by side, because we don't know when our intellect will take a palti and can do something different, right? And that is one of the dangers of doing that, because our material mind can play tricks with us in that sense.
How
And
to
Guru can
convince? Sorry, please continue.
And Guru can do the Yogaksham. One of the things that Guru does in our life is the Yogaksham. Yogaksham means that he provides, see, there are three aspects to this. One is we have things that we need to grow spiritually. And what Guru does is he provides more of it. He preserves it, first of all, what we have and which is needed for us to grow spiritually. Then things that we have and we need more of to grow spiritually, he provides those as well. And things that we have and we don't need, which is counterproductive for our spiritual journey, he destroys that. And all of that can be done remotely. It doesn't have to be in a physical manifested form in front of you and for that, okay? So all the Yogakshema aspect of it, that Yogakshema Vyamyaham that Guru does, he can do it remotely. Because he's seated and he's basically, they say that in our scriptures that what God and Guru are your witnesses all the time, and that feeling you have to deepen all the times. So that is how it works. Yes, Falguni, you had a question too.
Nitinji, my question is that when like for this meditation when we do, right? So at that time, Swamiji says, that you like meditate on the image of Radharani Krishna. Now, for me particularly, it is very difficult because there are so many different, photos that I see. So I don't know really which one to take, So I keep on getting confused. One day it is one photo, second time, third day it is something different and all that. So my question is that instead of Krishna and Radharani, can I not just take the photo of Swamiji? Because I have seen him, I know him. At least I have something very concrete in front of me.
Sure.
Is it okay to do that? Or I'm not sure. That is why I'm asking you.
Perfectly okay. That's okay. You can
Good,
always
great.
your Guru in front of you, and that is perfectly okay. And when it comes to God, whoever your Ishtadev is, the recommended practice is to make a Manomai form. You have not seen God, and you'll not be able to see God, right, until you become realized or chooses to do darshan. Until then, you have to make your own mind's image as best as you can. You're running a simulation. That effort itself will cleanse your mind. That is how the process works. But a guru is a good substitute whom you have seen, interacted with, and you have a reason to believe is a God realized. That's perfectly okay to make that image practical in your mind.
Thank you, Nitin.
Yes, Manishji.
Nitinji, in the meantime, एक सवाल है from Sairam ji. He says, what to do if we are an extremely unworthy disciple? How to purify this heart? Maybe Guru will accept us through his mercy, but our antakaran is so impure that despite having a Guru, we continue to make mistakes and have the propensity to commit sins.
Right. So that is why Guru is here, right? Guru is not come here with an expectation that I am going to pick up clean hearts only. The job description of Guru in his resume when God sends him is to go and clean all the hearts of impure people and sanitize them and then bring to me. So that is the job of a Guru. Eternal forgiveness, that is what Guru exercises. So God is choosy in that matter. Right? God will say I will take only a clean heart. Until then, don't even come to me, don't even think about me, I'm just kidding. But God will not accept you in his abode or in his realm, or for that matter, not even give you moksha until you are completely sanitized, devoid of impurities or bad, our antakaran, right? Until it is purified, God will not give you darshan. But Guru has a higher stature than God because he accepts the dirty antakaran as well. And if you think yourself as a fallen, it is a very humble attitude to have. We all are fallen actually. and Guru's job is to cleanse it. He has to accept it. That is why God has sent him here. Okay, so it's our birthright to go to Guru and say, clean us up. That's perfectly okay, but that doesn't mean we keep on making mistakes knowingly. We make a resolve, we will fall, but we have to get down again, get up again with a firmer resolve that I'll try to get better. So in that sense, Guru is all merciful, and they actually do the job of cleaning us up, and that is why they are here. If Guru will also put that condition that I am also going to accept only clean antakarans, then we will never, nobody will ever be able to realize God, right? God has that condition, Guru doesn't have that.
I saw
So it
Dinesh.
makes much more sense to have a guru than God. Is that so? God, Guru lead us to God.
True.
God is choosy. Guru is not choosy.
He is not choosy, and that is why he keeps on sending his representatives. Now it's your job to find the right representative. We have given you a framework around it a little bit. We'll go a little more deeper into this topic, but it's our job to find one, because Guru will really serve our purpose. God is not going to come right in front of us, right? Guru will tell us the techniques, tools, how to cleanse yourself. He'll confront your secret stash. He'll continue to work on you. He'll remove the dirt. He'll tell you the tools and techniques on how to progress. What are the practices you can do? He'll enable seva for you. He'll create situations for you so that you can grow and come out stronger and better out of those. So all that work, hard work, is done by Guru only. Nobody can do that for you.
Thank you so much, Radhe Radhe.
Radhe.
Dinesh Reddy, please go ahead. Dinesh.
Yeah, my question was very similar, but then is it required for us to know that your guru has accepted you, for that connection to be two-way?
I mean, what will we do with that? Accept it. So it's more of a thing. We regardless, we continue to follow, what we can do. But I think Guru has his ways to drop you those indications. In other eras, it used to be very difficult to be accepted by a Guru, right? In Kali Yuga, it is much more easier. But yeah, if you have accepted them from your heart and you are sincerely trying to make a difference, they will accept you. And if you need a verbal commitment from them, go and meet them and ask them. They may just come and say, yeah, we have accepted you. Just continue doing what you are doing. If that kind of an assurance is needed, you can go and directly ask them. There's no harm in asking.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, a couple of other hands are there. We have
Yeah,
time.
please. Go ahead, Sandhya.
Yeah, there is a question from Smita Sanjay ji. What if your guru has passed on? Is it okay to accept a new guru?
Yeah, so that I think as we touched upon this topic yesterday as well. First of all, if your guru has no longer available in his gross body at this point, right? Your guru itself could make an arrangement so that it's very seamless transition for you. You'll come across that message from a person which is perfectly in alignment, and you will not even find a difference. That's perfectly okay. But if you are changing gurus because you're not, something bad happened, some bad experience happened, or you think now you have reached a stage where you need to take it to the next level, then you can always move on to the next. Our scriptures have no nishad or no forbiddance of not changing gurus, as long as you don't develop negative sentiments towards your previous guru. It's like, okay, guru, I think Buddha, he changed some 80 odd gurus in his avatar. Yeah. He moved on, kept on. So there will be gurus who can take you up to a certain stage. And then when you're ready, then you may come across another guru. Your guru may lead you to another guru, because he knows that you're ready now. Now you need a higher message that they can't impart, right? For example, not everybody can give you Radha Krishna or Bhakti. Now your guru will say, this is something I cannot give you, because for that you need to go to a Rasik saint. And they will facilitate that process for you so easily that you will easily graduate to the next without feeling any difference. So changing guru is not a problem at all, as long as you're not feeling negative about the previous guru. And then in some cases, God will facilitate that process for you, or your guru could do that as well, where you just have a natural inclination or a natural feeling of a relationship that is established, which is very seamless for you. Okay, all questions on Guru are resolved for today, I guess. But yeah, it's a very interesting topic. We'll cover some more things tomorrow on this topic. Anything else? 10 o'clock. We are at the top of the hour as well. So typically we wrap up our discussion at 10. Please fill out the feedback tracker if you have more questions. We'll bring it into the session as well. Any other questions that come to your mind? Meenuji is going to tell you something now. Yes, Meenuji. Oh, it's Mr. Meenuji.
Radhe Radhe.
LA.
Guess where we are today?
Yeah, wait, that's what I'm saying. LA should be changed to Dallas right now. Radhe Radhe.
I could clearly meet you when you came here for a quick photograph. It was so busy, but I would love to meet you, play table tennis or do something. So are you in Dallas right now?
It's past my bedtime now here. Yes, we are in Dallas, of course. CST time.
Catching up with you, although it was very briefly, but I'm glad you could make it, and the program here was a smashing hit.
We had a wonderful team at the Diwali Fest, and kudos to all the teams for doing your sevas.
Yes, I want to show gratitude to Jagadguru Kripalu Mahaprabhu ji and Bhakti Saint Swami Mukundanand ji and Radha Krishan Temple of Dallas and all the Shreya and all the most dedicated team for making this historic event. It was a wonderful, wonderful, I've never seen such program in my lifetime. And thank you for making their name shine throughout the world and making my dream come true. Thank you.
Thank you, Meenu. That was the best spiel I've heard on the Diwali event, and this best program you said, right? Wait until you see the next one. This is the first of the many bests you will see now.
Yeah.
But that being said, Nitinji, it was best experience for us as well. We also attended such a Diwali Mela for the first time in our life, and all because of grace of Maharaj Ji upon all of us.
It was class apart for sure. I've never seen this
Everything.
fireworks ever.
Yeah, Ram Leela and the firework, everything was just amazing, and Ravan Havan and Dahan was excellent. Everything.
Yeah, it was kind of a Havan only. You're right.
And actually, we are going to, I think, put a record for this 25 feet tall Ravan Dahan for the first time in US, right?
You're technically incorrect. It was 27.2.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the Guinness Book of Records.
And that was, Ravan was scary. I'm telling you, the people who put that Ravan were scared to stay back that night there. Okay, because when Ravan moved his eyes, oh my God.
But Nitinji, what about your joke of Somalia?
Okay. No, it seemed a little undernourished, famished a little bit. The day of the event, I don't know, it grew muscles and it was looking really scary. Great.
Excellent teamwork and excellent. Everything was just
wonderful,
perfect.
wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, all credit goes to the Dallas team who worked really hard over the last 2-3 months and burnt thousands of hours, I would say, in preparation for this. So all credit goes to them. A lot of hard work had gone in for sure.
And a lot of inspiration from the Guru, Swamiji, right? Without that, nothing could have happened.
Not possible to pull off such events without the grace of Guru, including the weather, cooperating weather as well. That's what I was telling when we were in the peak of summers here. And when the Rath Yatra came out, we saw a double rainbow and a nice cloud cover came. And when we are kind of peaking in the winter here, the weather all of a sudden eased off. So we are getting used to these miracles now here at Dallas. Okay.
Just to add on to it, from November 9th to 13th, we have Diwali Mahotsav with Swamiji. There are a lot of online sessions also that will be happening. So please do look into the website for more details.
5-day long grand Diwali Mahotsav. Yeah.
Yeah. 5-day long Diwali Mahotsav. All look forward to that. Great. Are we good then? Anybody who wants to, we have a few more minutes, so get into the devotional segment. Anybody who wants to chant today? Rahul, go ahead. Maybe a couple of people who can chant and then we'll wrap it up before 10:15 today.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe. So I think few lines. Radhe Govind Govind Go. Radhe Govind Go. Radhe Govind Govind Go. राधे राधे गोविंद गो नामी अरु नाम समान मान दोन मदो उन वास जान यही राजान अनमोल राधे राधे गोविंद गो राधे राधे गोविंद गो राधे गोविंद गोविंद गो राधे राधे गोविंद गो.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rahul. Very nice bhajan. Okay, anybody else who wants to chant? Michelle, you need to sing on one of the days. We are waiting with our bated breaths for your chanting one of the days.
I actually took a Vedic chanting class recently, so maybe I will do it. It's not like musical, it's actual like just chanting. So sometime when I get brave, I will do it.
We'll
Let
wait
me
for
practice.
Take your time and we will put you on a spot in one of these days.
Thank
Great.
you.
Amritamaniji, you want to sing? I know Ore More Man, you want to sing it. I stole your thunder the other day. You want to go that? And then I'll do a quick chant as well after this.
I can sing maybe 2 lines. I really do not know the complete lyrics, so I don't want to. I'll just sing 2 lines. Ore more man, Shri Radhikaraman, Nishatina Gunmaganadha. I'm sorry, I think I messed it up. Sorry.
It's okay,
Lyrics.
Go ahead. Gaye ja.
Ore more man, Shri Radhikaraman, Nishatina Gunagana gaye ja.
छिन छिन प्रेम बढ़ाए जा पल पल प्रेम बढ़ाए जा ओरे मोरे मन श्री राधिकारमन निशिदिन गुण गन गाए जा वह जीवन क्या जीवन जिसमें जीवन धन से प्यार न हो वह प्यार प्यार क्या जिसमें जीवन धन से प्यार न हो श्यामा श्याम मिलन हित नित प्रति नैनन नीर बहाए जा मन गोविंद गुण गाए जा ओरे मोरे मन श्री राधिकारमन निशिदिन गुण गन गाए जा राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे 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 गोविंद गोविंद राधे. Okay, so we both sang one after another, so we covered both of us. Anybody else, or we are good then? Okay, so please fill out the feedback tracker. Put in your questions. We will discuss it tomorrow. Swatiji, you wanted to go real quick?
Go ahead, Swatiji.
Yeah, Radhe Radhe. Is it okay? I can sing like 2 lines like yesterday, if it's time for that.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just sing the same bhajan, but the next para. So I was thinking that one para I will finish like 4 lines. Is it okay? Or it?
Sure, please go ahead.
Yeah. गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना मैं शरण पड़ा तेरी, चरणों में जगह देना। करुणा निधि नाम तेरा, करुणा कर दिखलाना। सोए हुए भाग्यों को हे नाथ जगा देना। मेरी नाव भंवर डोले, इसे पार लगा देना। गुरुदेव दया करके मुझको अपना लेना। मैं शरण पड़ा तेरी, चरणों में जगह देना। थैंक यू। राधे राधे।
Thank you, Swati ji. Beautiful. Very nice. You could have done a Nam Sankirtan as well. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. And that concludes our session for the day. Fill out the feedback tracker. If you have any questions, please do put in, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I will continue on this fascinating discussion, and thank you again for your enthusiastic participation. Radhe Radhe. Good night. Good day from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe, Matawani.